All right, guys, the 60-20 day project. It is the end of week one. The results. So here's the truth. On the weight loss side, down 4.5 pounds. Pretty good start overall. Um, Things that went really well. Just getting dialed in on the food, getting the food prep, the meal prep going. Challenges, uh, the 10,000 steps. Just because on days where I'm busy with clients, I walk a lot for sure. All over the floor and stuff. So those 10 are pretty smooth to get to. On my lighter days, a little tougher, probably around 9,000 stuff. So I have to be a little more purposeful on those days. Um, so a couple of the lessons on the first week is you just dial the shit in and it works. It's automatic. Having done it quite a few times in the last few years, obviously losing over 120 pounds. I know exactly what to do, and even though it's easy to drift, so 269 my lowest, and that was great. And then it was in the 270s and 280s, and then spend a lot of time fluctuating in the 290s, 304, back down to 290s. Really don't like getting into the 300s. Is kind of the limit I gave myself. But what I decided to do, coming out of that whole Arnold Classic Columbus show and just seeing the fucking jacked everybody, I realized it was time for me to get back on top of my shit and continue with the goals I have. And the goals I have is to get fucking leaner, get abs, get jacked, and weigh 250, 260 pounds. So that's the whole premise where the 60-20 came from. Putting it all on the line, documenting everything, showing you guys data every day what I'm doing, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so that's really the lessons is, first off, if you don't know what to do, find out what to do, get a coach that's done it, that does it, that works with their clients. But for yourself, that already know what needs to be done, right? So the lesson is food prep and then meal prep, and then track your calories, make sure you know what you're eating, what you're consuming, hit those protein targets. Can't stress that shit enough. The higher protein intake makes a ton of difference. Get those workouts in. A little tough the first week, I'm sure, for a lot of people aren't used to cutting. Your energy level is going to take a shit kicking. I had a couple conversations like that with some of the clients this week that have decided to step their game up, nutrition wise too. Just again seeing what's going on and realizing that training has gone really well for them, but training alone isn't going to do it. It's going to get you fitter, it's going to get you stronger, but to get leaner, to lose weight, it's a calorie deficit. It's calories in, calories out, and that doesn't happen by accident. First weekend going through this, I started this last week. A travel weekend on top of that. Brought my food. I talked about a couple videos leading up to it. You know what? No one bats an eye putting 24 cans of beer in a cooler. Thinks it's cool to jump that in there and go to the cottage. But look at you weird that you're putting your prep meals in a cooler. We were at the Strongman event on Saturday in Whitby, and it was awesome. And I had protein bars for sure because it's part of my thing to keep my protein to take up. But when it's time to eat, I had my prep meal. So I went out to the car, grabbed one of my meals, came back to the event, and stood there eating out of my container. Now, here's what's really cool, the reaction I got. I got a few different reactions. Guys and girls in the know knew exactly what I was doing. Guys and girls that have lost the weight, that have gotten in great shape, see it, know that's exactly what's happening. I had a couple comments. One guy looked at me, didn't even know me. He goes, "How's the cut going?" I went, "Really well." And then you get the guys and the girls that don't do it. Now we're in a strongman competition where it's not a big deal. It doesn't seem like to be a big deal to be overweight. It seems to be a sport that favors thicker people. Mass moves mass for sure, but muscle tissue makes a big difference. Just being fat's not going to help you. But it's a sport that doesn't lend itself to prioritize being leaner and more muscular, right? It's a power output game, and it's a different look. So I got a lot of looks from those guys, right? That kind of thing, maybe a sneer or two, look at this guy. I don't give a fuck. But there's the two differences. People in the know give you the nod, or they'll have a conversation with it. And people that don't do it, don't believe in it, don't understand it, they'll look at you like you have fucking a third eye. And that's just the way it is. And someone who doesn't even train will fucking say all kinds of shit like, "I could never do that. That's impossible. Who wants to eat like that?" They'll make up all the excuses ahead of time because they're not willing to do it. And listen, there's nobody on this fucking planet that doesn't know that to lose weight, you got to cut calories. It's common fucking knowledge now. It's just, with 70% of the population starting to become clinically obese by definition, Obviously, it's not a choice that majority of people want to take and want to believe in and want to do. So they're going to look at you kind of funny. It was really cool as I ran into one guy, and what he said, he goes, you're on a cut, and I said, when you're on a cut, you're on a cut. And he just laughed at me. Now, this guy was jacked. This guy's in great shape. Guarantee you, he's eating his food prep as well, too. That's the only way it happens. So that was cool. Adjustments going forward in the week. Stay on top of food prep. I want to schedule my training a little bit better so that I make sure, because I am getting also busier with clients on the personal training side, which is phenomenal, and spending more time building our online. A lot of great things happening, but it's eating into my time. So I've got to be really conscious about my schedule, make sure my workouts happen early enough in the day when my energy is good. A couple of days this week, I got the workouts in at 9 or 10 o'clock at night because that's when I had the window, and it's tougher for sure. It got done, but it's tougher. So I want to see if I can make things a little smoother for myself and plan it out a little bit better and just manage my energy and manage my time so that I can do everything that I want to and that I need to at a higher level without making it much harder than it needs to be and stuff. Now, I'll also say, listen, opening up the fridge and having your chicken and beef already cooked and your vegetables ready to go and your rice or sweet potato already cooked, and just you measure it out on 2 or 3 meals the night before, and it doesn't get simpler than that. It doesn't get more efficient to that. So it actually saves me a fuck ton of time, right? It's going to make your life a lot more efficient. And you know what? I'm not craving anything right now as I get into the end of the week. I look forward to the weigh-ins because I can feel the difference, right? I look forward to posting the daily progress pics because it's a commitment level and accountability, right? And it's just being in that zone. It's good, and it's producing results. How can you not be happy with results? So that's it. Great first week. Like I said, down almost 5 pounds. It'll probably taper off a little bit week to week, probably closer to 2 to 3 pounds. It still is a fairly aggressive cut that I'm doing, but we'll see where it goes. And again, the big condition is let's focus on those 10,000 steps. Let's get better at that. And let's make sure, for me, I hit my 300 grams of protein a day is job number one. The rest is going well. So stay on it. Training is going really well. Physique is changing. Took a couple of pictures Friday night training chest in Whitby, and even I'm like, God damn, looking pretty thick. So I was pretty happy with that. So that's it. End of week 1. Start week 2 tomorrow. Pumped about it. I'd like to see 3 pounds next week. We'll see. We'll just keep doing what we have to do every day, and we'll find out. The scale's going to let us know. If we stay on track, you don't even have to be stressed about it. If you stay committed, do what you're supposed to do, right? You don't even worry about the weigh-in. When you worry about the weigh-in, it's because you haven't been doing the fucking steps, right? When people say, it stresses me out too much to weigh in every day, it does, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing if that's what you want to do. So if you're doing the steps and you're in the right groove, you don't stress about jumping on the scale. In fact, you look forward to it because it's positive reaffirmation. And if I have a week where things slow down a bit, I'm going to look at the week. Am I on top of my stuff? Does something need to be adjusted nutrition-wise? Or is it just a week where things are slowing down a bit, right? But it's about being honest. But also having data to look at, seeing what my food is, knowing what my intake is, seeing what my activity level is, right? Not guessing, not wondering, not deciding on emotion, but deciding on data, facts, and systems and structure, looking at that and making an adjustment in there, which trickles down. So there we go. Week 1 done. Only 7 more to go, motherfuckers. Let's go.